Alright, I believe now I should be ready. It's been a long while, hasn't it? Yes, indeed. Welcome to my stream about the Marsh Hotel, of all things. Now, what we are looking at right now is the artwork of the Marsh Hotel itself. You might be wondering what exactly it is, where is it, and how did it go? Why are you talking about this? What are we even looking at? Okay, just to keep it brief. Marsh Hotel is an art event, a challenge which took place over the course of March. And it is a Discord server in which we posted daily art. Simple as that. The owner of this hotel is the fictional Golden Goblin featured here, who would collect all of your coins as rent for the hotel, and you would earn these coins by drawing daily artworks as well as drawing for various kinds of challenges. So that's the premise of it. I will be straightforward. This was my first art challenge experience proper. And by proper I mean I'm not the type of person who would partake in an art fight or something like that. So this was genuinely the first time I tried something like this. And this stream will be mostly about talking how it went. I will be putting down notes. First of all, I would like to preface this by saying that this event was really well organized. Props to organizers. From what I know, the YouTuber Voland is responsible for coding the Golden Goblin, and let me tell you, he did an excellent job. Because there were some, well, not some, plenty of features about it that worked really, really well. The challenges and everything, it was just so good. I had a lovely time with it, but at the same time, the challenge pushed me to my personal limits. And I will get into that as well. You know, the good and the bad. When I will talk about the bad, it is not the critique of the organizers, of the hotel staff, quote unquote. It is more about my own experience of an art challenge like this. I haven't been to an art fight before or anything similar. The biggest art challenge previously, my biggest previous art challenge experience was with daily drawings, which I did on post-it notes. Some of you might know it, some of you won't, mostly because I've kept this sort of stuff on Discord servers. Let me just scroll and show you some examples of what exactly it is I drew. Just to give you a brief window into what my artistic experience is, roughly. And not only that, I will start at the very beginning of it all. Because my first daily drawing was drawn on January 1st of last year. And it's taking me like forever to scroll up there. Okay, almost there. Wait, is that it? There we go. So... it opened in the wrong window. This was my first daily drawing. I cannot say that it is awful, but the proportions feel a little weird. There are some details missing, and let's not even talk about the shoes. that part is just awful. That's how it began, at least. And it progressed pretty well. You know, some drawings were better, some of them were worse. I'm not gonna open the worst ones, at least for the most part. I could feel it in my fingers and my hands. I kept on improving little by little. I still make mistakes, but once I got myself a very thin liner, things changed a lot. Like, comparing these to one of the worst examples, this, where I used just a regular marker that was pretty thick. This looks way better. Plus, colors, you know, colors are also greatly appreciated. Oh, this one I like a lot, even if the circles in the background are irregular. Okay, so that's just a brief window at how I started. How I continued, this was from February, let's see. This one I like a lot, from February also. In the March, I spent some time delving into perspective, mainly to, you know, to get used to thinking in grids and perspective. Oh, and I did also do this, which I will talk about later, because that is an artwork I like a lot. Okay, I'm not gonna bother you with too many more, but there is one I have to show you, because I like it. It's inspired by Anna Dream Barbecue. Okay, and some studies with clothing, which were done in September. Finally, in the October, I did... Oh, actually, this one also looks sick. In October, I did partake in the Slaytober, which is a challenge to draw Slay the Princess drawings a lot. Except I did just memes. What a week, huh? I'm not gonna open most of them because some of them do contain spoilers for the game, but this one is my favorite by far. And honestly, from that point forth to the end of the year, it went kind of downhill. Okay, that's my previous experience. Now, with that out of the way, let me actually first check the chat. Alright. So, Marsh Hotel. I submitted a whole bunch of stuff, but let's start at the beginning. This was my first daily drawing, which I posted elsewhere, and you might notice something a little quirky about this, something a little strange. It's got inverted colors. And that's because I wanted to challenge myself this year with this challenge and try to draw only in negatives. What this means is, whatever I draw on the paper, I will take a photo of it, I will invert all the colors, and then I will post it. I believe there is one, maybe two drawings which I did not invert, but for the most part I tried to keep to it. So just to show you what it looked like in practice, this was the original drawing. I just blindly picked the colors. I knew that the green would look kind of sick in the hair and on the nails, but other than that, it was just guessing at this point. Because at this point, I did not have an app on my phone which provided me with an inverted camera. Fun times. So that's the first art I did. The second art I did was just another random thing. I wanted to draw a CRT TV. I felt still kind of inspired by the Severance series, which has this older type of aesthetic. But at the same time, this was the day when I started to look into the challenges. And honestly, the challenges were, at the end of the day, my doom. Uh, I will talk about this later. Okay, so first challenge I did. Draw an album cover. You know, fairly easy. I do like me some Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence, a great song. And this, in case you are curious, looks like this in original. I know, very unpredictable. Who would have thought? I'm not gonna do this with all the art. I did not do it with TV, even though maybe there it was warranted because it used color. This challenge was fun. So we got a bunch of shapes that we had to draw something into. The first shape that I saw was this. What the hell is that, right? Well, what I saw is this guy, who is at least my attempt at drawing Dr. Caligari from the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I liked the movie and I figured, hey, I mean, it looks pretty matching. Although I don't know if I matched the shape perfectly. It got a pass because it's close enough. And I wanted to practice physical drawing this year, primarily seeing how I wanted to invert it all. On computer, it is so much easier to draw inverted. I will just pick some color and okay, what are we looking at? This, I could easily, if I wanted to, invert this by, I think, maybe subtracting it from the white color. Let's give it that a go. Oh. Okay, hopefully this works. And we got ourselves a color 30C7C7, 30C7C7. I will paint a little something with it, and voila, it is red. Who would have known, right? So that's why I did it all in physical. There is a teeny tiny problem with that though. And that will become apparent with my next challenge entry, which is to design your own guest. This is Vivian, a magician and also a fairy. And the fun fact that I made up about her is that her height is always 6, but she can change the units depending on her mood or something. I tried to go with red here, and it always turned into this salmon type orange, which I guess it did give her a bit of a unique aesthetic, but that was frustrating to me, seeing how this was the smoothest color I had closest to the red, and it just didn't really work. Eventually I did buy myself a sort of turquoise cyan type color to invert into red, but we will probably get to that in a bit. So this was my guest. I will leave this image open, pinned here for later, and let's just continue seeing more stuff. Like this guy. Remember this guy? If you've watched Severance, then you might be familiar with this guy, because it's this guy. Although I don't remember where I saw the front-facing picture of him. But like, considering that I posted this picture to another server and someone recognized the actor from a different show, Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. But this, as well as actually this, both of them are good examples. New something, okay. These two are good examples of the most challenging part about doing art in inverted colors. I had to be really careful about coloring in everything except for the lines dividing things, as well as the facial features. Usually, it would be so much easier to just to do a couple of lines to hint at the face and leave it at that. But this time, I had to be really, really careful about it. And that can be seen over here, where I accidentally colored in a line. If this was here, I mean, it's a different shade, but yeah, it would have looked a little different. So I am not entirely satisfied, but I was learning. It was a learning curve for me. And speaking of that, the eventual downfall of mine was this character, because her design I kept intentionally simple as I could. No real patterns on the clothing, the clothing as simple as possible, facial features extremely simple, and keeping the lines on the hands and stuff like just as a hint of fingers or toes and so on. But coloring it every single time was kind of painful, so I eventually gave up on that. And we will see that in a bit. Let's talk about the hotel, because I keep talking about my own art and not enough about the hotel. So how did it work? I'm gonna try to find the archive, because in the archive we have the Notion, where we'll have a list of all the challenges. Now, I did not do all of the challenges, just so you know, but I did do a whole bunch of them. I'm not gonna open most of these, because plenty of these, especially the figure challenges, have references with various models, and some of them are not clothed, so I would prefer to avoid any troubles on YouTube. But I believe Whack-A-Mole should be a safe one. So this event was pretty simple. On the third day of Marsh Hotel, try to make something to get rid of all the moles, because we have a mole infestation. And how did I deal with it? Mole be gone. I did not think it through. I was lacking ideas. I looked at the channel briefly and I saw so many things. Plus, there is a little tiny thing that I had to get used to, and that is you cannot do outlines in black anymore, because it will look weird, especially if you try to pick that orange color that it looks more orange than red. But yeah, overall this did not turn out well. I will not be opening all of them, just so you know. But I guess I can open this one. This was for the hard surface challenge. Where is it? Hard surface number 1, which was to design a box. We also had some reference images, which we were not supposed to copy per se, but use as inspiration. This one I used as inspiration the most, as will be obvious by my design, because I thought to myself, hey, you can take the lid off, and maybe you can take the bottom off. What if you could build your own box? So I put hinges and handles on each and every single side. You are welcome, world. And also there's Vivian, just presenting it just for fun. So that's how the challenges went. There is a side catch with this. You did earn more coin from the challenges, and I will talk about this later, but you see, if you did not guess yet, the problem I've had is that there is a lot of challenges. Some days I did not even manage to do all of them. Like, well, most of them. Most of the days I did not do all of them, I think. I've had, in the start of the hotel, I had a period where I did not feel confident enough to try doing them. Like, for example, the figure challenges. But eventually, I tried my hand at it. I think drawing only the shadow was the first one I did. Or maybe not. No, I don't see it. Okay, whatever. The point is, I started doing them eventually. I got into the tempo, kept doing them, and then I just felt like I am drawing all the time, every day. And if I am not drawing, I am browsing the hotel, and if I am not browsing the hotel, I am going out for shopping to get myself food or something, or chatting with other people. It's been a lot for me. I don't know, maybe this is a common experience, but for me personally, it was a lot. I felt burned out pretty quickly. Like, to be honest, 3 days in, I had doubts about doing this whole thing and felt like leaving the hotel. Which is why I would like to scroll down to my thank you message, because in the thank you message I did mention, yeah, Ryan Berry CG, Haru Specs, I forget this one's name, and it's not showing it completely because I'm in streamer mode, but it was something. Okay, they know. They've been pinged, all of them. Airy and Newt. These people came to support me when I needed it a lot, because I started to compare my own art to the art of other people a lot more than I did before. Now, that's natural. It's a lot. Because previously I drew my daily things, sure, and I was aware of other people who would draw their things. Like, this is not great, but I was like, yeah, I did a thing, and it's a daily thing, so it gets to be crappy. But I went to the server and I saw so much good art made in moments. Some people were literally posting the challenge art, I'm trying to think, as soon as they could, like 10 minutes after the challenge was opened, after it was started. And the art just looked excellent. I have to give props to people who were attending the event. They know what they are doing. I do not. I felt really crap being there, which is why this was my daily drawing number 4. It's like, yeah, I get that I get to be bad because I did not train drawing as much as others, but I was just tired. Okay, something more positive. Look at this. This was for the growth challenge? Yeah, design a growth. So this was about plants. And I decided to go simple, geometric-ish again, but keeping it simple, and it turned out well. Just as a fun little thing behind the scenes, this is what it looked like originally. It's crazy, right? The bright pink translates to this brightish green, while the light blue translates into dark brown. It could pass for red with this context. Like, I, at least to me, it feels like I could imagine that being red, but in a shadow or at night. But yeah, this is how it looked originally. So that's a lovely one. And we had another one. Yeah, who's that funny fellow? This one was about designing a character based on an item in your room. And I recently had to change toners on my printer. So here is Tonio the toner. I don't know why I go to Italian accent immediately when I try to uh, make someone sound a little different from myself. Maybe I should switch the music. It's been going on for a while. Okay, let's see. Do we have anything jazzy? I guess. Okay, maybe ambient music, ambient music. Let's try this one. All right. Now that's a whole atmosphere right there. Okay, this one is clearly inspired by the Don't Fuck Me, I'm Scared, which is a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. These wobbly hands, these big old eyes, and a smiley face. It worked nicely. I did also try to match the shades to be accurate as much as I can. This is how it looks originally. I just find it funny that it's green and here and here. So yeah, I think this one looks okay. And it's not gonna close on me now. Why are you not gonna close? Close. Okay, whatever. Maybe that's... Maybe this... Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. This next challenge... Time for a cinema screening. Try to draw something, some screenshot from a movie. So I picked this, which, you know, it was not exactly a smart choice for me, seeing how I draw physically with markers. I have no idea whatsoever how to shade stuff. I ended up with this. Yeah, okay, okay. I know the black hole is looking funny. Haha. Keep on laughing, people in the music video, but look at this. Look at this. Compared to this. I know it's not exactly that, but plenty of it is there. Especially the triple lights. And also this darker moon planet thingy. I think it was planet. Maybe the water one. So, yeah, sure. This black hole is not exactly accurate, hardly hard, but overall, yeah, I did well. And I knew what my strength was. Because of the inverted colors, I knew I needed to pick something dark. Otherwise, I would be painting everything. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to show you my attempt at shaded ball. Oh yeah, this one I can show you. We had a snail takeover, which was another challenge, and I decided, you know what? I want to try drawing the hotel. And let me tell you, this was a really good exercise for me because I drew the hotel a whole bunch of times, and every single time I got to exercise simplifying the design of it. Like, just to compare. Okay, I think it is this. So, it's not the simplest design. I would have to color in a whole bunch of stuff, do writings here. I believe I forgot this billboard up here. Yep. But overall, it got the feel of it. It conveyed the feel of it enough to be like, oh yeah, that's that hotel. The biggest thing, the biggest issue mistake I made, was above the door. I did not do black thingies here, but white because I forgot that every color inverts. All in all, though, yeah, pretty good. And I did draw it a whole bunch of times after that, including this one. This one I tried to do 3 challenges at the same time. So let's see. Hard surface number 2 was about drawing tools. The other challenge, snail takeover, cheap steaks, grand banquet, golden goblin. It's not filled out yet, but it was about drawing the golden goblin himself. You know, this guy, the mascot of the server. There was also, well, a need to draw the daily drawing, so I tried to have a little fun with it and did this. In case you are not familiar with it, it's a reference to this classic strip from Far Side. I'm not gonna bother reading all of this text. If anyone wants to read it, you can pause and read it yourself. The point of the picture is just that we as humans would not need to understand the tool set of a cow. Cows could have tools for things we cannot even think of, used in a way we can't imagine. So these being cow tools is just kind of funny, and I decided to pay an homage to that with the Golden Goblin tools, which are a bunch of coins, and this hammer wrench looking thing, and also this thing. I don't even know what that could be. The point is, the Golden Goblin knows. He knows better than I do. As for his design, I think I did decent enough. I cannot say it is grand, but it's alright, you know, serviceable. Although I should have kept some of the lines around the face black, but whatever. Finally, in the background I tried to draw the hotel again, this time much simpler, and I drew my character in, because why not? It was like, what was going on in my head? Yeah, I said that her height can be any height, as long as it's 6, but I did not display it yet, so might as well, you know. So that was another fun piece for me. We were also supposed to design a feast, and here I started experimenting with a little something different, which is featuring other people's characters. And that also eventually became my downfall. I will add that to my notes. So I decided it's gonna be a little cake with another character on it. I picked a fairy because I did not feel like drawing extra details, and I wanted the character to be featured along with the food somehow. It turned out cute. Cannot say that it's bad. Okay. Birth challenge. Oh, and okay, this one I should show because it marks a different start of a thing for me, which is drawing people's characters outside of quests. This is Noisy Nina. I will need to other drawing characters outside of quests. So this is Noisy Nina. It's a persona of, I believe, Crojo, who composed music on the server, on on order, when you could order music from them basically. And this touches on a topic I did not mention yet, which is shops. Once I learned about the shops, I knew I wanted to stay in the hotel some more because, you know, I too am immortal. I like me some free art. Might as well give it a go. Noisy Nina specifically accepted payments of either coins, which you earned by doing all of these quests, or payments of art. And I cannot blame her. I mean, not Noisy Nina, Crojo. Crojo got some really good art of Noisy Nina. I will just show you as soon as I find some SoundCloud. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it's not gonna play right away. Noisy Nina. This art, and I believe as well as this, were all received through art trades. She composed music for them. By the way, this is my song. I got this because I drew a picture for Crojo. Hooray! You know what? Let's give a pause to the Cotton Club music. Just for a moment, and let's have a listen. Because I genuinely find this amazing. I appreciate it. And it's my song. I get to do with it whatever I want. Who knows, maybe we'll be hearing it a lot more in the future. So that's how it began for me. I was like, I could draw stuff for other people and get myself art, music, or anything else they provide, which I found to be a really, really good trade, really good offer. Okay, let's just... I want to show you this one. We were supposed to draw fish for their fishing challenge. I had to learn how to undo the background on pictures because they wanted transparent background. So I called this one the inverted blue fish because when you invert it, it is blue. I know, incredibly creative. What an idea. Okay, what else? Some of the challenges I just did not feel like putting too much effort into because it was a lot. It was a lot to do. Let's see, where is the Goopy Goo challenge? Grand Banquet. What is the figure doing? Skull challenge. Poster design for Check-in Charlie. Design your room. Erase challenge. Feline frenzy. Graphic Gauntlet is a challenge that I missed out on, and I just kind of, you know, I did not want to force myself into every single thing. And this was so easy, you know, just make a business card for the Marsh Hotel. It started with all the letters have to be same size and same font and so on and so forth. And eventually it got into, you can do a lot more with the text. I could have partaken in this, but I did not feel like it because I wanted to draw on paper for the inversion challenge. And yeah, I missed out on some coins in there, I guess. Well, it's fine, you know, I'm not missing it. Okay, but seriously, where is the black goo thing? Okay, I cannot find it right now, and I'm not gonna waste more time. There was a challenge for drawing something with some source of black goo that was spreading through the hotel. I did not feel like putting that much effort into it. I just drew a simple barrel, and honestly, all things considered, it is um, for an experiment is pretty nice. I mean, like this, it looks cool. Like this, it reveals the magic behind it. I just draw stuff wherever the highlights are. Yeah, it was okay. Oh, this one I am proud of. So this was one of the figure challenges. We had four possible references. I picked this one, and the challenge was to draw this figure without any erasing. Now, this is not exactly pretty. I used a marker for this so that I did not have even a chance of erasing anything, but like, yeah, it kind of works close enough. At that point, I felt like I am improving indeed. Oh, yeah, and this one. It was about drawing a mechanical arm of some kind, and shading of this was hell for me, but in the end, it looks so nice, and I'm so happy about it. Okay, so, okay, I have to show you this one because we had the feline frenzy. You know, First we have snails, then we have birds, and now we have cats. So we need to draw a cat. And I drew the most famous German card called Bleifrack. You know, um, Bleifrack for sure. It's Garfield backwards. And look, guys, when I need to think of a cat, Garfield is my default go-to. And this is my best drawing I have made in my entire life of Garfield. I am just happy about how it turned out. Even if, yes, it has some imperfections, like this is not exactly round. Uh, I'm sure if you've shown this to the creator of the comic, someone who draws Garfield regularly, professionally, they would be able to point out some more mistakes, but I'm just happy because it worked out. This was another shading experiment, and yeah, it works. It works kind of. I mean, it's not perfect, sure, but yeah, with this in my hands, I realized that this inversion trick really has potential. I mean, okay, yeah, I have to color in a lot, but when you invert it, it looks kind of moody because it's got dark background. Maybe at this point it would be easier for me to order myself a black notebook, with black pages and some white markers for that. But there's a fun in that. What if I want to just, invert colors? Okay. Mm, There were plenty more challenges, like drawing weapons, drawing the fishing rods, because there was fishing. I will need to talk about fishing. Oh, this one. It was figure drawing challenge about pushing proportions. I I didn't really feel confident about drawing proportions, like out of proportion characters. So I did this. It's not great, but yeah, it will do. And then, the next day, push the proportions even further. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Okay, here it is. Yes, this looks stupid. And this is the one drawing that I forgot to invert. So let's just have a look at. Yeah. Um. I did what I could. I did what I had to. Okay. Oh, this one was fun. Try to draw the room of your guest. So, since my guest can change her height, I figured she would be bringing her room with her in her suitcase everywhere. So, yep, that's her room, all right. Uh, Now this one was a train. Yeah, we had to design a vehicle as part of the hard surface challenge. And beneath that, you might see a glimpse of my monkey drawing art, which was a challenge to try to draw monkeys, monkey gestures based on some references. Pretty cool stuff. Next up, we had to draw an ID photo for our guest. I did draw her full scale for that, but then cropped it out into one of these badges or lanyards, I guess is the name. It was fine. It was fun. And then I decided I will be drawing horses, horse gestures. Maybe this will be better visible if I invert the colors. So yeah, it was just. Oh yeah, these ones were actually time restricted. I had only 3 minutes for this, and I am not used to drawing with time restriction. So it was probably my first time doing that, and I had to draw horses for the first time. All in all, it turned out pretty good. You know, could have been way worse. So yeah, I'm good. I'm thankful for for this chance to try and draw something out of my comfort zone. This was for a pet drawing challenge. I figured I'm gonna try to draw a mouse and then, but what if I made the ears more geometric and the tail curled up like a spring or something? I just improvised. It was alright. Uh, yeah. Next up, we had to draw a key and a fish, another fish. The key, I really like how it turned out in inverted colors, even if, yes, it's just a little janky, but whatever. A fish, though. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this fish. Inverting the colors might not help much, but it's it's this guy. It's this guy from that one show that people watch. Yeah, I found it silly, but I think I called this one the inverted goldfish, just to make it different from the blue fish. It was fun. I had a lot of fun with some of the drawings. This one was about drawing only the highlights of a hand. And I couldn't help but try to sketch at least where the rest of the hand is. I did also try to do some shadows around it, but all in all, considering it was all colored into black, I did good. I did pretty good. Yeah. Um, Even though in here it looks kind of chalky, like maybe the person planted their palm in a bucket of chalk or something like that. But yeah, I kind of like this look from the inverted colors. I didn't expect that. Okay, this next one, I am really surprised I managed to fit into one single page. It is cat gestures, and it's just fun, you know, just a whole bunch of fun. Once again, time restricted. Uh, not much to say about it, but hey, in case you like cats, Here you go. That's a whole bunch of cats that we drew as part of the March Hotel Challenge. Okay. Mm, I will skip that one. This one I want. This is the point when I started to be a little more lenient on coloring it, and later on it backfired on me a little. You will see what I'm talking about in a bit. We had to design a cereal box for the Goblin's treasure. It's yeah, I mean, it works. Once again, that silhouette of the hotel, I trained it a couple times before. I could draw the silhouette all right. Uh, it works. It works. It's good enough, I think. I would say maybe even a little cute, but I don't want to talk too highly of myself because there were some designs that were just stellar compared to this. So, as the serial, okay, yeah, this one, we had a reference picture of a person posing somehow, and we needed to draw their skeleton, or at least roughly guess where the skeleton would be. And I'm not sure if you know about this about me, but I haven't drawn skeletons before. I did try to draw a skull in the artwork I will talk about in a bit. So that part was kind of okay. Eh, what helped me out a lot in this was an online tool for what was it? For displaying the skeleton underneath the body, the human body. And yeah, okay, the ribs are undefined, yes, but I did what I could. And I was already running kind of low on Steam, but not just yet. Because there was an event with. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Not Monster in the Lake, not vehicles. Later. Skeleton. We are getting close. Cat gestures, Goblin treasure. RSVP to the Golden Ball. It's not here yet. Okay, long story short. Okay, RSVP to the Golden Ball. We had to design a formal attire for the Golden Ball event. Think of it like a prom or something. So I decided to draw one. I put actually a lot of thought into this. I figured from the previous drawings of Vivian that she's kind of how do I put this? I believe in fashion it is called the inverted triangle because her shoulders look rather prominent compared to her hips. And I figured I will just go into that all in and figured out an outfit choice based on that, which was one shoulder with a high-ish waistline or whatever the thin part of the dress is called. Look, I've looked into it for a single day. I am not a fashion professional, but I tried. I tried to also draw some glittery type material on her. Overall, I like how it looks. By the way, the hat is a hint at how much taller she is actually. Pretty and sparkly, that's all you need. Correct. Yes. I also believe this is the moment where I kind of formalized how high up her wings reach when she just has them by default behind her back. Okay, so this is this art. I like how it turned out. And then there is one that I cannot say I am too satisfied with how it turned out, and I am so sorry to. I believe the name is Raquiel. because this was for Bounty. They have this slime type character, animated slime, which is really cute, and I will pull up a picture of her right now. So this is her. Sure, very different design. I will. Does she have a character sheet here? Yes, this is the character sheet I was referencing or referencing. Wow, English. Um, and based on this, it would be kind of weird to color her like this, but I noticed that this teeny tiny detail over here. At night, she glows. Lots of light. So that's why I colored her like this. Also, because I did not have any color that would make this like very, very slightly bluish. Uh, in inverted colors, it looks kind of, well, you'll see. Yeah, I did what I could. And honestly, considering my color palette, this is really, really well-ish done, except for the fact that it's kind of black. I did give a pretty cute comment to it, which was, I imagined she'd have a strong reaction to seeing the night sky for the first time. I'd like to join those slimes one day. This what I imagine her saying in this, and mm, yeah, because this character is a slime from the dungeon, and she randomly gathered these earrings, which are ruby heart mentioned in the text to the right. These earrings of sorts animate her, give her sentience, and she grew up eventually into this. So that's fun character. I cannot say I am fully satisfied with how I drew her, but yeah, I just did what I could with my color palette. I did get rewarded for this because this was drawn as part of a bounty, and bounty means you get coins in return for your drawing. So, hooray! Now, what else? This one. It was just blocks, the challenge of drawing blocks, and I decided, hey, you know what I haven't drawn in a long while? 4 point perspective. Or maybe this one is 5 point actually. Uh, I guess kind of 5 point. Yeah, 5 point. 5 point perspective. Yeah. And then for the next blocks challenge, I was like, okay, fine, 1 point perspective. I don't feel like drawing every single thing with some crazy perspective. This was for a contest which awarded us coins. It's let me check. I believe the shorter character is called Black Light or Black something. Blackout. So this is the shorter character, and the taller character is Etona. The Hacker Man, yeah, that's the name. Hacker Man started a contest on the server where he would reward a whole bunch of coins to whoever drew his characters the best according to his own judgment. There he posted profiles, he posted reference pictures. The picture on the right in particular inspired me the most in like their personalities because I'm not familiar with this. It's probably a webcomic for all I know. And yeah, okay, so this is the elf character, has a huge hammer, armor, and overall seems to be the more mature one. I believe he mentioned in the profile that her height is like 2 meters or 180, while this one is like 1.5 meters or something like that. So Out of that, combined with the picture, this is a third character, combined with the picture where one of them was dragging the other, I got the vibes that this one is the one who is managing the other one a lot, and at least think so. Well, this one sees the elf as whiny. Um, yeah, I look, I cannot resist the draw of memes. I like memes. These were kind of difficult to draw, especially because on the elf, I believe I had to color almost everything. Some of it with pencil, but still, look at this. Okay, let's start with the blackout because that's a simpler design. Yeah. Okay, the hands were kind of difficult to get. The face, I had to pay close attention to it, and the shirt and stuff. But the elf, holy crap. You have no idea how difficult this was to color in all of it. But I did it. And to your surprise, I won not the third, not the second place, but none of the places. And there were like 13 winners. But you know what? Fair enough. Maybe he did not want his characters drawn as memes, as whiny chat faces or something. Uh, yeah, what a surprise. It did not win at all. But it's fine, you know. I try to accept it lightly. Now, this other art, it was a figure drawing challenge, and the task was to make the figures creepy. Ooh. Greetings. I am Gorlang, the ruler of the Between World, master of those on the border between life and death. If I judge you unworthy of returning to the mortal realm, I shall poke you with my trident. And this here is my servant. Well, essentially a living pocket dimension. And every time she kills someone, she absorbs their hands. I don't know whose hands these are. Must be part of her weekend leisurely activities. I because I like the trope of a character who is the ruler being far less intimidating than his servant. Like he cannot even control the servant for sure, but it's just yeah, I guess I control it because I am the ruler and that thing is not. So that's just a funny one. That was trying to draw something creepy. Oh, dangerous here. The servant is the shadow eminence. Indeed. Okay, now on to the next one. This piece took me a lot of research because I drew too many guests. And by too many, I mean 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, including my own. Okay, now for this, I did actually browse the channel with guest characters and I picked out which ones I felt I could draw decently enough. Let's have a look. We have the Wizard of the Beer, which is featured here on the left. I know it's not exactly proportionally fine, but like close enough, you know. We have this little fishy dude, which I kind of liked. I included him here at the cake, so that's just cute. Actually, maybe I should be reading who designed this. First one is designed by Wizard Beer, the second one, oh right, because of the streamer mode, I cannot read the full name. Well, it was designed by someone. I'm sorry. Third one is Stray, which is a shadowy type cat. on the right. It's designed by Stray also, and Stray did not stay on the hotel for too long. Then there is the trio, which is right here, and in the picture they are on top of his head. The fish is the artist behind this, and they were actually really happy to see the trio featured even like this. It's just nice. Next up is the business frog, which I believe is featured near the cake. Oh, here, in between the bigger person and the hamburger, which we will get to in a bit. Business frog has been designed by Craig, so that's lovely. Mint by Mint Tango is actually a streamer that I follow, and she is visible here in the bottom right from the back. I am sorry, Mint, I did not feel like confident enough to try drawing your character from the front just yet, and come to look at it, maybe I should try to invert it just to show you better what I was working with. So, yeah, I mean, it's decent. Next up is Just a Burger, drawn by someone whose name starts with F and I cannot read because of the streamer mode. It's literally just a burger. This guest is a burger, therefore, there is a sign saying, do not eat me. Mhm. Another guest, Eris by Blank Wolfie, who is not on the stream anymore, not on server anymore. I I figured she looks kind of huge, cosmic shaped, so I put her way here in the background, waving at my Vivian character. Just for fun. Uh, Next up is Owen Pies. Oh yeah, that's the shadow dude right here. Drawn by Spoiled. Pretty well done, if I do say so myself. I tried my best. I don't know if it looks good or not, but at least it looks recognizable, I think. That's what matters. This is another little guy, just a little guy. This name is not displayed completely. I believe it is Spook, probably Spook or something like that. This one is next to the cake here in the middle, along with Beeb. I don't know if that's the name of the character or not, but it works. Once again, I don't know who this person is because of the streamer mode, but moving on. Beeb is here at the bottom, to the left of Mint Tango, and bottom of the little ghost. Uh, Finally, there is one hidden character who is Bonnie Clyde, the tactical sniper bunny girl. Contrary to her appearance, she operates calm, precise, and discreet. She is hidden on this picture, believe it or not. Right here, sniping. I wanted to draw this sort of Easter egg, pun intended, into more of my artworks, but yeah, it just did not work out. But it's fine, that's part of it. Here I was once again running kind of low on Steam. Honestly, I just wanted a whole bunch of people to feel like their guests have been seen. And that's why I should probably start talking about the hotel again. So let's give my art a break and talk about the hotel. There were a ton of guests. Before I viewed that picture, the group picture, I told you that I did a lot of research, and I mean it because I scrolled through all of the guests in the guest drawing challenge. And I don't remember actually how many there were, so Let me open the hotel and check that. In Design Your Guest, that's nearly 3,300 messages. It took me several hours. I I did enjoy it. I found plenty of guests who had some nice simple designs for me to go into, but at the same time, I was not surprised if somebody's guest was just never noticed because there were 3,300 messages. Now, surely we can say that fewer of those were actual artworks. Some of the messages were just text, but that was a lot to go through. For the organizers who would have to evaluate everything, this would be just a lot. I believe for me it took maybe 2 hours, possibly more. I cannot tell anymore and I don't feel like looking it up. Either way, maybe this is just normal. Okay, let's just put a disclaimer. This was my first first. Why does it not have a dot? Community art challenge. Okay, so I will expand on this one. The Golden Goblin bot worked really well. Golden Goblin bot worked really well. Challenges. Very interesting. And the community around this just blew up, uh, grew, and became so lively. I mean, some people within the hotel had their lore figured out. I was not engaged with the community nearly enough to have lore developed. But, I tried to engage by drawing characters into my group pictures, and whether that worked or not, um, okay, hold on. Okay, I had to respond to some messages. What I wanted to say is I tried to engage with other people by drawing their characters just randomly, and it did not really work out. So that's a shame. I mean, some people responded, some people were like, this is so cool that you drew it, but yeah, I don't know if that got me friends. Maybe I'm expecting too much, but some people seem to have friends from this server, and that is just cool. I am happy for them. Anyway, depressing notes aside, look at this dude. This dude was a bounty drawn for sheep chips, and I don't have his thread open anymore. Okay, long story short, this guy is a villain with music themed powers. His head and the shoulder pads are inspired by pipe organs, and he would channel music to use his powers or something. These long things are wind chimes, and the triangle is my personal addition because I liked the idea that his ultimate move, the one that you should be the most afraid of, would be a silly musical instrument just so he could catch you off guard, you know? All right, you have deserved to see my ultimate move. Behold the Triangle of Doom. Boom. And then it's something actually destructive. Not silly at all, but dangerous. You should keep away. Honestly, more villains need to do that. Okay. Uh I'm not gonna show you all of the challenges because some of them were kind of, you know, just drawn for the sake of drawing, for the sake of money. But this piece I will show you, and by this piece I mean these four pieces. That's right. Not only did I draw another group picture, I drew two more, actually three more. Actually four, but this one did not really work out. This all was drawn over the course of 2 days for the Golden Ball challenge. I think the Golden Ball lasted either 5 days or 7 days, and therefore I wanted to feature plenty of more of the guests who were there, and I think it worked out really nicely for three of these pieces. Let's start with this one, the Fairy Ring. Left to right, the characters featured belong to Azastiel, Faber, A Ray of Sunshine, this little Faye, this one is mine, and Tea Cakes. Uh, Now, all of them were chosen based on like either they were fairy or they were tiny. I wanted to draw in the middle of them a cookie, but I don't know, it doesn't really look cookie-like. In the back, I drew some flowers just so it has more of a fairy theme. This character on the left, in particular, she is actually, you know what? Let me look up the references for these. Okay, let's start with the outlet. Outlet is a tiny android with a charger on top of her head. So, it would be nice if she could be charged all the time. And look at that. Look at that. It's, yeah, just a thought that counts. Now, this next piece, I feel a little awkward about and sorry for because I drew this character before their prom outfit was finished, so I didn't know what to go with. Therefore, I went with a suit, and honestly, they look dapper in a suit, but I don't think they ended up with a suit. Uh, I don't see if they have a name or not. Maybe they have a name. Maybe they got a name later on. Anyway, anywho, that's the other character. Now, a ray of sunshine. I appreciate you. You are a fantastic artist, but holy crap, this was a lot to draw for me. I did this to myself. I cannot blame a ray of sunshine for having a style like this, but always considered, I did a decent job. I mean, okay, yeah, I kept the hands simple on everyone just to do myself a favor, and I did leave out some details like the yellow uh, sashes, I think. Are those actually words written there? Array- Maybe that's the Array of Sunshine's signature or something. Whichever way, I did decent enough on this one. I am happy about it. It was a lot. But I did it. I did it anyway. This one is thankfully simple, and so much so that this is the second time I drew her. First time, you might remember, was on that cake. Uh, does she have a name? Just strange yet kind fairy that got lost in the fog. A little mischievous as she likes to hide in the lobby and make innocent pranks around the guests, never accept her pebbles though, she often mixes jinxes and wishes. Oh, Fey Changeling, that's the name. Who knows how many years old, likes to put random jinxes on other guests, you know, so better have her as an ally in the fairy ring. My Vivian, of course, is here, and the Cozy Beetle. Beetle. Wow, pronunciation. Which has a pretty cool style. I like it. And not only that, I believe the Cozy Beetle was even featured in one of the animated videos from one of the March Hotel guests. So, hey, good on you. So this is the fairy ring. I like how it turned out, even if I was too lazy to color at this point, and sadly it shows. I I did ask another artist to feature this in their gallery on their own golden ball artwork, and they did feature it. I'm thankful for it. The only problem is that it was way zoomed out, and so it was barely visible. It was just black with little dots of white here and there. And I cannot blame them for that. It's my own fault for not coloring anything in, and for, frankly, biting off more than I could chew. So this was the first piece I started drawing. I actually, fun fact, started drawing this one day before the Golden Ball challenge started. Because I had a hunch, I had a hunch that they will want us to draw our characters on the prom in some kind of situation. And, I would like to do that, so I better get ready for it. I started drawing it. I had 5 out of 6 characters done, and then the challenge actually came, and I was like, well, I feel a little dirty submitting this since I already drew most of it, so I'm gonna draw more. Now are this is Soul, a legendary weapon craftsman on the server. He drew me a weapon, which let's see, can I actually look it up now? This weapon smuggled from the future, this verdant rail pistol packs the force of pure chaos. What an awesome dude. I paid for this with coins, even though he accepted art art trades. But later on, just as a sign of appreciation, I did draw him offering his most angelic looking weapon to the most mm, biblically accurate angel character there was at the prom, which was a character made by Serene, I think. Yeah. Uh, I think this character's name is Eris, so that's a nice little interaction I did. Next up is a food clique, which features a princess made out of ice cream, a hamburger type prom dress, and an ice cube headman. What great titles I can give to characters. Let's see, can I actually look them up? Oh yeah, I can. Angel Clique. Is this it? Nope. Again, Angel Clique. I think it's the third one. Yes, that's the Eris from the previous one. Just look at that. It works so well. Food Clique. Okay, so this is the first one. Pretty nice design, pretty cool. The second one that I introduced was this one. And let's see if I can find the Ice Cube head. Oh yeah, Soul's character is here. Ice Cube. Oh, and here is the fairy character. This is what their prom outfit turned out to be in the end. Which, yeah, I'm sorry for jumping ahead and drawing them before this outfit was published, or even I don't know. But I just I just wanted to do a group appreciation picture, and that's how it turned out. So, yeah, the Ice Cube head is here, which I am thankful for simple designs. Speaking of, I believe I just spotted the cozy beetle. Let me check. Yeah, this is the cozy beetle's prom outfit, which is really cool, really fitting as well. Okay, so that's outfits from the prom. Now you might be thinking, Prof, did you seriously go through these as well? Like, did you draw? Did you go over all of the Golden Ball outfits and draw characters from there, from that? Yeah, yeah, I did. Because I'm mad, I guess, or bored, and I figured, hey, I'm gonna make people's day a little. Now, let's see. This character is on the furthest left. It is, yeah, the one furthest on the left. You can see it. Mm, let's see. Oh yeah, I drew this character as well. I don't remember who exactly did draw this. Why is it not opening? Maybe it will open later. Uh, I have a feeling I drew this one, but I'm not sure because it's been a while, a long while ago. This one, okay, yeah, this one I drew. You can see her in the front. Yeah, the one way in the front, but on the left. So this is her. Hmm. I'm not sure why some of these images were not opening. I really wanted to include this guy because Harry Dubois, but yeah, I did not have enough energy to continue this piece, and that's the downside. Eventually, I just bit off more than I could manage, and with this piece, I wanted to include way too many characters in there, way too many. Oh, I think I drew this. Did I draw this? No, no, I did not. And that's such a shame because it's such a nice design. Actually, let me make a shout out to them. This is made by Rav, R-A-V. Uh, let's see who else. Did I draw this one? No, not this one, not this one either. Frog is in need of a new tailor. Who was this one? Well, it just says A because streamer mode. Oh, I think I drew this one. Yeah, that's her. That's her. So this is the furthest one on the right, drawn by EZZ. Having conversation together. Let's see, anyone else? Not this one, not this, not this. I wanted to draw the briar, but it did not work out. Actually, I'm browsing through the wrong thing. Okay. Mm. Oh yeah, this one is the dancer. And her name is Eliria. drawn by a user named Angel. So that's cool. I included her on the stage right here, along with Pache's singer and the pianist on the server. I forget the names and I don't remember if I have them saved among my list of guests in the prom attires. Mm, probably not. I feel like I'm approaching the end of it. Okay, did I throw that one? No, but I feel like I already saw the one with the swirly dress. Or did I not? Oh yeah, this one is included at the top. Thanks, Koalai, for simple design. Look at it. It's right here. Okay, any more? Uh, okay, I found one with a link. So this is the one in the front middle, drawn by Golden Dew. Really nice design, this character. Front middle. I feel like I have at least one more witch in there, which was probably the one I drew. Oh, okay, I don't. Okay, let's just get back to the post itself, where I cite all of the people, and its performance is the name of this one. Flying at the top is a character drawn by Ali, and going from back to front, we have Angel, Pacha, Monstaria, uh, MHI Maria. I'm not sure which one of these is the one. Why not Iris? Someone starting with M, thanks streamer mode. Ruda Liampa, Golden Dew, and EZZ. This was the post that got most reactions, so it made me happy and it made people happy. I am so glad that I made people happy with it, just to illustrate how many reactions it got. Um, Look at this. Of course, if I draw so many characters, it is bound to have some kind of reaction. Ah, now, any more here? Mm, I'm not gonna post the figure drawing challenge. This one I can though, because here's the thing. Pache was one of the sweetest people on the server, giving out money to people uh, for drawing their characters, and one of the characters was the singer I featured in the previous work. I figured I will draw them a little better, and okay, yeah, the perspective on the piano is a little messed up, but the focus singer is pretty well drawn, I think. And now I am approaching the point where I opened my stores. So let's talk about that for a moment. At first, I wanted to open up a stall just so I could get a couple more coins for my commission of the dreams and vanish from the server. I planned to vanish from half of the month, like 13th, 14th March, and I'm kind of happy I did not, because uh, I I got to do so much more stuff. When I saw how expensive the commissions there got, I decided to open myself a stall. Here's the thing, I forget to mention, I guess. The hotel had this whole system for coins and challenges, and people could trade coins. They could also open a market stall where they would offer essentially commissions. That's how I got that gun drawn by Soul. Uh, if you did not have enough coin for a shop, you could enter a flea market where you would make yourself a sell stuff for 5 coins or less. So I did that. That's how I begin. I opened myself a stall where I sold 200 word RPGs. I had 3 clients who ordered 4 games in total, and I am deeply thankful for them. Let's just have a look at them and see if they hold up in my mind. This one is called Lumini, and I believe it is about superheroes in a fantasy world. Pick one. Dwarf. Intelligence. Talk with rocks. Actually, wait. Can I copy? Yeah, this is way better. Okay. So, pick one. Dwarf. Intelligence. Talk with rocks. They can hear. Elf. Wisdom. Herbivores obey your commands. Gnome. Dexterity. Blend in with garden statues. Human. Pick two. Strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Orc. Strength. Can destroy anything they can lift. And finally, planar. Charisma. Pick extra power. Everyone also gets to pick one power, except for planar, who gets to pick two. Hold, call, reveal, move, read, hide, break, grow. And finally, pick two medieval weapons. You got 28 points. For resolution, you roll 1d20 if you're not disadvantaged, 1d20 plus extra 1d20 if your race is relevant, extra 1d20 or plus 3 if your power is relevant. You keep the highest roll, and the difficulties are as follows. Finally, the game itself, beyond the character creation and core resolution, the darkness spreads. You must stop it. Lumini welcomes you. Start of a scene, counter resets to 0, complexity resets to 20, GM describes clues. Players seek more clues, -1 complexity, or try to explain. Difficulty is complexity. Every failed roll adds 1d4 to the counter. When the counter is greater or equal to complexity, uh, complexity halved number of minions attacks. 10 plus kills minions, 20 plus kills extra, and -1 hit point per minion. Minion traits. They can be either gullible and believe anything, or cowardly and flee when outnumbered. They could also be fools and unintelligent or untrained and slow. Sufficient explanations lead players to the boss. Its only vulnerability is a mystery. Complexity is 20 or more. It has a power -1d6 hit points per round. Now, yeah, when I read it like this, it is very, how do I say it, dense. And that's because it is a 200 word game. I did not want to write 1 page RPGs for people on the server because that was a lot, that would be a lot more work. I can churn out a 200 word RPG if I want to at the drop of a hat. So I played into my strengths and it paid out. With this game, it is kind of, kind of hard to chew through. Like, plus 1d20 if your race is relevant. Okay, how can my race be relevant? If I play a gnome, it can be either when I blend in with garden statues or dexterity. You know, just for context, I should read out the commission. Whenever commissioning, people had to fill out 4 things for me: where, who, why, and what. Where is for the setting, who is for who the player characters are in this setting, why is for um, which one was that? Activity that the players would be doing, and what was for any extra details or exceptions. And this person was not sparing me words. Let's just show it like this. Where is the fantasy medieval style, but with a superhero society situation going on. So people can be born with powers, but there are also a lot of fantasy races alongside that logic. Very minimal and expensive way can very minimal and expensive ways can grant you artificial powers. I completely forgot about this last part, but the customer was still satisfied. So check. Who? A ragtag group of people training to be heroes, designed to have powers. Maybe part of a heroes guild or something? Yep, that's the Lumini. So check. Why? I want them to be investigating a small incident that unfurls into something bigger and over their heads, like a scandal or a murder or something. Combat should be included through little minions of the culprit and then a final confrontation with the big bad supervillain. Check. I believe I got that covered. And finally, what exceptions or what other details? Basically, I want a straightforward D&D style game, but with homebrew powers and maybe races. I think it would be cool for the current schools in D&D to still exist in combination with new ones, but PCs and NPCs could only have spells from one per person. Example, conjuration, illusion, transmutation, etc. Uh, Somewhat check. I tried to go with semantic superpowers, which means uh, powers that can be interpreted in many different ways. But if I want it to be really, really extra, I could say that these can map to the 8 schools of magic. I believe Hold was abjuration, Grow was transmutation, Break was necromancy-ish. Read was divination, hide was illusion, move was transmutation. Not sure if that was this or this. Reveal, actually, that might be the divination. Call was therefore conjuration. Actually, wait. Abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation. That doesn't work much. uh, illusion, necromancy, transmutation. I mean, it's close enough. And expecting me to cover all of the schools of magic from D&D in a 200-word RPG would be a bit of a big ask if you ask me, which you are asking, so I am answering. Okay, next commission I did was Globetrotters. Actually, Globe-plotters. I will read first what the assignment there was, and then I will showcase the game itself. Actually, do I have it? Oh, it's forwarded from the private messages. Uh, let's see. Ghost underwater exploration. Okay, so where? Steampunk slash aquatic themed city that is located in a giant underwater globe, similar to Bioshock, but more steampunkish theme. Who? Scientists and detectives that are trying to uncover or hide the source of an infection that turns people into monsters and get rid of it. Why? The scientists caused the infection and are trying to hide it and undo their mistakes, and the detectives are trying to find out where it came from, but both would try to get rid of the infection. So basically, investigating and fighting. And what exceptions? Not really just like a typical D&D game, but maybe with some homebrew races, aquatic animal people. Okay, that's gonna be a lot. Let's see how I did. Undersea globes been silent for decades. Will you seek its secrets or conceal them? GM assigns your group a task. You must fulfill it to leave. Roll 2d6, 3d6 if boost, 1d6 if setback, when there's risk involved in your action. Greater than 9 is great success, deal 2 wounds. 6 to 9 is mixed success, deal 1 wound. Less than 6 is a failure, take 1 wound at GM's discretion. And number 2 mutates you, so if you roll just exactly 2. If you gain 3 wounds, you die. Enemies die after 2 wounds. Your character has at least one archetype. And this was a bit of an experiment on my side as well. I decided to make player characters that are quote unquote multi-classable, or you could combine them in any way. So let's see. Gumshoe notices tiniest details. Boost on moving unnoticed. Setback on attacking. So you are a sleuth who can get into places without being seen much, but you are not a great fighter. That's gonna be a setback. A medic notices signs of people, can heal any wound in a single hour, in 1 hour, and finally dies at 1 wound. So this is the squishiest character. If you can combine the archetypes in any way you want, it would make sense for you all to go, oh, let's just all play clerics. Ooh, actually medics. Let's all play medics. That's gonna be so, so easy. We can heal each other up. Well, no, because a medic cannot be healed. If you take a single wound, you are dead. Uh, Engineer notices hidden openings, boost on opening doors, and setback on fleeing. It's kind of like a rogue inspired, but not as fast because you are carrying a whole bunch of tools probably. It's an um, interesting cost for your powers. Usually, you would assume someone who opens doors to be also great at fleeing, someone who can move unnoticed to also be great at attacking, and someone who can heal to also be, well, okay, maybe you would expect that one to be squishy, but not this squishy. Finally, Troop notices anything dangerous, boost on carrying 2 people, and mutates on 3 minus. So you can carry people whenever you want to, and the thing about the troop is that they are more vulnerable to that infection that the commissioner was mentioning. How does that actually work? Mutations. GM picks 5 and randomizes their order. Upon gaining all 5, player loses control of the character. Uh, Walks one walls, boost on attacking, underwater adaptation, see in the dark, can survive extra wound, echolocation, speaking amidst sparks instead of words, foul odor, can grow hair and tougher nails on command, extra joint on limbs, prehensile tail, can consume anything, doesn't need to breathe. Uh, yeah, so whenever you would roll number 2 or number 3 and 2 for troop, you would mutate. You should probably also mutate on a roll of 1, but I did not mention it there because mistakes have been made. Uh, the point of this is that GM would pick randomly out of these five mutations out of these, put them into some order, and when you mutate, you get the uh, first mutation, like you don't need to breathe. The second mutation will cause another effect, like underwater adaptation. You can swim underwater really well, and so on and so forth. Overall, I am happy with this, especially this part. This part is really intriguing to me. But yeah, moving on to the third one, that would be Majestic Schemes. Okay, I actually sent that one twice because I was not happy with the first execution of it, and I am noticing that I am missing one of the games. So let's see. Which user was that? I believe that was Chanela. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the Majestic Schemes. I will not bother with the title anymore, just to save a little bit of time. And Chanela Royal Intrigue. Okay, Chanela asked me for 2 games. this is the second one of them, the one that I took the longest to do. Uh, where the sevens? No, wait, that's actually the first one. Okay, high fantasy royalty setting. Who? Royals and nobles. Why? Rising up the ranks through spreading gossip slash investigating and snooping on other people's business. And finally, what? Has to be playable solo slash GMless. This may or may not be because I just want to play an RPG like this but by myself. Perfectly understandable. And I have to say, the best uh, asks I got for this. Like, others were so verbose, and I did it anyway, but I had to leave out some of the details. In this case, it was also, sus- I don't know what the word is pronounced like, but succinct, I think. So short that I could include pretty much all of this. Let's see how I did it. Separate the 12 face cards. They are the royals. Each has 3 numbered cards face down beneath personality. Uh, you get to have only one king. Queens are heirs. Queen becomes king by killing the king, or, if king is dead, being the last queen alive. Jacks are lords slash ladies. They have a one less personality card. Empty courts gain a jack at each significant event. Kings and queens can promote a jack to queen if there isn't a queen in jack's court. In other words, in other words, jacks are kind of like knights who are trying to become possible heirs to the throne. And there are usually 4 heirs to the throne. If the king dies by one of the heir would become the next king, logically because they know what they are doing, they have some kind of scheme or a plan to get there, whatever. You get the point. Choose a chord, which is suit. You start as its jack. Distribute 1 to 4 among stats, grace, presence, wit, and charm. Pick a power from another chord. King is immune. If you pick clubs, manifest emotion. Diamonds, flawless disguise. Hearts, read thoughts. Spades, spy on adjacent room. Pretty socially oriented powers, I would say. In risky situations, draw used stats number of cards, +1 when power is relevant. If higher card is less than difficulty, most important person affected determines it, either fail or succeed while witnessed. So, to explain it, let's say my presence is 3, and I am drawing for something related to presence. Let's say I want to give a good impression to everyone on the ball, and there is a queen who I am trying to impress. So 3 presents. I am drawing 3 cards. Does my power have effect on this? Let's say my power is to, I don't know, read thoughts. Yeah, let's go with that, and let's say that it is relevant. So I will draw 4 cards and keep the highest one. If the highest one is, oh, yeah, if the highest one is less than difficulty, so that all of them succeed, I think. I forgot how this part works. Maybe it was supposed to be the lowest card. Because this mechanic is something I've toyed with a lot. It should probably be the lowest card. Yeah, either way, uh, either fail. Oh, yeah, no, because this is about failing. So if it's less than the difficulty, you either fail or succeed while witnessed. Uh, this witnessed part would be most relevant when you are doing something shady, understandably. So, succeeding on something when you are doing it against the jack would be fairly easy. Succeeding against the queen, somewhat. Succeeding against the king, yeah, good luck. At significant events, draw 2 cards to see who gets opportunities to act. If it's a 10, the king gets to act. If it's 5 plus, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, court's queen, And if it's for minus, Courts Jack. Uh, yeah, I feel it's self-explanatory, even though I don't have here anything like, oh, this is what they are scheming. This is what their plan is and how far ahead it is. I don't have any of that here, but I felt like the 200 words were too restrictive for me to do that. And Chanel did tell me that it is fine because she can come up with that stuff on her own. So actually, yeah, yeah, on her own. Finally, we have a little oracle. NPCs act in self-interest, use personality cards for their reactions. Clubs is for no end, or favor, or smearing. Diamonds is yes but, or money, or theft. Hearts is yes and, love, affair. And spades is no but, or power, or murder. I think pretty well done. I do say so myself. Final game I made is for Chanela, which is the same commissioner, and this one is about sky pirates. Who? Sky pirates. Where? The seven skies, the seven seas, but in the air. Why? Racing and stealing. Sky races are a fun pastime for sky pirates. And what is exception or special request? No special request for this one. Feel free to put your own fun twist on it. Thank you, Shanella. I sure did, and I was happy about it. It's named Raiders in the Sky, and I just realized I forgot to forward it to my collection of stuff for the hotel. So I'm gonna do that and scroll up to get to my other posts just to be there. Okay, Raiders in the Sky. Your archetype lists your body, mind, and spirit dice in order, and an ability that requires no rolling. Booker, D4, D12, D8, and Lie Detector. Uh, Cannoneer carries a ship's cannon. Daredevil can vault to ships they see, so they can jump really far. And Mate shouts reach other ships. And Top Man is for climbing any surface. I won't bother reading all of the stats. The most basic thing you need to know about them is that they average out to a d8. To succeed, roll greater or equal to 4. One nearby person may aid +1 or hinder -1. Simple as that. It's not complicated. Race. Before the race, each ship starts at 1d6 distance. First ship to reach a distance picked by the GM, 20 to 40, wins. A round proceeds as follows. GM rolls 1d6 +4 for obstacle ahead. Character at the helm picks a ship's speed, any die. Other players may aid or hinder any ship on a successful roll if their explanation makes sense. So they get to give a +1 or -1 to their own ship or any other ship if they can sensibly reason it. At the end of a round, roll the ship speeds and apply bonuses. If the roll is less than or equal to the obstacle, add it to the ship's distance. So this is a bit of a risk and reward type stuff, I believe, because you could pick a full speed for the ship, like D12 or even D20 maybe, but if it's gonna end up greater than the obstacle, you are screwed. At the same time, 1d6 +4, that averages out to roughly 7, maximum value of 10. So d6, d8 type dice are safe-ish bets. Yeah, it's something. If there's a treasure at the goal, players may either plunder 1/12 each, aid/hinder ships, or escape. In a fight, roll body for melee, mind for ranged. Success may kill the target. Roll spirit when attacked. On 3 fails, you die spectacularly. Simple as that. I like it. It's evocative. and that was the last RPG I wrote for them. I did draw two more characters because after this, I drew the picture for Pacha with Enid, I believe, on the piano, and Pacha was kind enough to give me extra coins to open the store, where I offered proper submissions, and immediately upon opening the store, I got commissions to draw, like this one and this one. This one I am not exactly happy about because I forgot to draw the ear, but it's something, you know. It's difficult to draw it all. Sadly, those were the only two commissions I got from the store, but that being said, I did get enough coins and interest from one specific person who I will mention in a bit, who will be working on my dream commission. So stay tuned. Okay, let's see. Oh, I liked this challenge. It was about drawing hands in some kind of style. They had Tarzan style, for example, and two others, I think. And this one was Honey Lemon, which was like these long, slender, delicate fingers. Thing is, it's hard to figure out at which point the length is gonna end up looking creepy, which is kind of what happened here. But yeah, I think overall I do like this kind of style. So maybe I should try to practice it more in the future. And here we had to draw some boxes in perspective from 2 points, two different viewpoints. And here is another post. I feel like this is what I wrote right after posting it. I feel like my head is about to explode. I'm so thankful this isn't my job. I ain't cut out for this. So this was a character proportions challenge, character proportions quest, which was to draw a character sheet of your character from the front, side, and back, including like uh, trying to keep the proportions consistent. I did it. I am pretty happy about how this turned out, but at the same time, I am so happy I don't need to do this for a living. It was hell to make it on paper. Actually, if I invert colors, you might be able to see the lines I did for the head measurements right here. Also, you might notice that there was some change in the quality of my drawings. That's because I started using my scanner for some of these. This one is one of them. So you can see just how white it appears in plenty of spaces. There are also some tiny JPEG imperfections here and there, actually in plenty of places, theory. Um, but all in all, I am satisfied with how this turned out. I don't really see, maybe the hands could be a little shorter on that picture than this one. But yeah, at this point, what was the day? 20th of March. I was just dragging by, honestly. So this was okay. This was something that I was satisfied enough with. And honestly, by now I barely colored in anything. Sometimes I colored in the characters. Here I forgot the rest of the cup lid here between the hand. So that also happens. Oh, this one I liked. Mostly because I did it on computer by tracing. Yeah, I am not proud of it, but 21st of March, I was feeling tired of the challenge. So this was about studying the shading styles, I think. This is the original reference picture I used. This is the no tan shading. This is chiaroscuro. And finally, here, here are both of them combined. Now, the hat looks a little weird, and that is because at some point I accidentally created a huge diagonal line across the picture from the hat by accident, and I tried to get rid of it, but it did not work out completely. I think there might be traces of that on the shoulder. Probably, yeah. Either way, I do still like how this turned out overall. Even if the boat is not visible, the hand is not visible, the um, lighthouse is completely vanished. But it was a study of lighting. Let's see, which one was that? I think Notan versus Chiaroscuro. Yeah, like this. It was a cool challenge. I liked it. Okay, low effort fish. It is Mane the Ray. Uh, yeah, I was just getting lazy. But I was not getting lazy in everything. Because then I saw this, and I was like, ooh, what if I drew something for this person? I like their style. I like this design. I mean, I would not draw something specifically in this design, but at least I could draw something for their character. So it's a continuation of this. He's stealing the diamond. Boom. Oh, sorry, are you okay? Ooh, are you stealing this? Let me help you. Presto! It's in your room now. You're welcome. You do have a room, right? Just a little fun thing. I had a lovely time drawing this. It's just a little goofy moment. And speaking of goofy stuff, here we were drawing based on the reference picture with someone else's art style. I forgot whose art style was this, but they were using just the brushes for like areas of paint, areas of color. Now, I I did the proportions way off, but considering this is inverted. I think it is good. Like the colors are fairly matching. There's even an attempt at shading, uh, emphasis on attempt. Look at how it looks originally. One would have no idea. I did that. We didn't have practice. I did it. So that's nice. Let's see what else. Frog gestures. This one I'm not even showing. It was dressing up a figure with fashion, and the colors just turned out awful. This one I commented with meh, but in retrospect, I think it turned out okay enough. Because here we were trying to just find areas and color them in, similarly to that figure drawing, but this is for just I actually forgot which one was this challenge. Probably composition, installation. Yeah, probably this. So this is the reference picture I used, and this is the result. It's there. I can see it. Yeah, sure. I felt very meh after drawing it and posting it, and I cannot say that it is the top-notch quality, but you know, I can see at least some of it. Yeah, it works. Finally, this is before my long week where I didn't have much time to do more drawings. So I started just doodling. This is a random piano, which was hard to draw since I was drawing only the white keys in black. I had to keep that in mind, and it looks very irregular, but it is what it is, you know. It's a random doodle. We had another shape drawing challenge. Why is this content not available anymore? Huh, weird. Okay, that is concerning. Uh, I guess that challenge got deleted already or something. Yeah, okay. I mean, I do have the original in my private channel where I uploaded the raw works first and then inverted them. So this is specifically to fill out the shape and yeah, the arm anatomy, the other arm, the tail, something. It's it is an attempt. Let's put it that way. What else? These pieces I want to get to last. This is my attempt at drawing the circus stuff, and it also is unavailable. That's concerning. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. What's happening here? Yeah, for this it works, despite it looking crap. So why does it not work for doodles? I have no idea, and that is concerning. I will probably have to save the picture somehow if this is what's happening. Well, crap. Okay, that's definitely concerning. Actually, let's do it like this. Can I go to that link? Yeah, yeah, and it opens normally. Okay, so this was for circus. We had to do 4 post-it notes with little like thumbnails of what you could see in the circus, and yeah, it's fine. Just lowest possible effort because I was already getting prepared for my trip to convention. This was a doodle, I think at the convention 25. Yeah, that is Saturday. So that is already at the convention. Um, then there is this doodle, Mr. Benson Burner, still at it. Locate. Uh, this is another daily doodle. Well done for all the drawings. Thank you. Oh yeah, do I did leave my mark at the convention. Prof was here. That was me. I did that. And this one I drew, I believe in the evening on a teeny tiny sticky note, whitish sticky note, uh, which was smaller than a regular sticky note, but still was good enough for me to draw on. So that's that. And final daily doodles coming right up. I took a selfie with it. Yeah. Good. Good. So glad to hear that. 30. And you know, by the 30th, I regained some of my mood into drawing. And so I decided to give the hotel a nice, warm goodbye in this form. If any of you ever pass through the jewel stake, my magic shows start at 5. There's plenty of them. You are welcome at any time. Oh, don't bother ordering tickets. That was all in a long, massive post where I mentioned a whole bunch of people, including people who drew my characters, who did commissions for me, and or are about to do commissions for me. Might as well read from here. Yeah, Extra thanks to Pache for helping me with the store. Uh, and uh, just as a fun little thing, when I was attending the convention and I did not want to get tempted by all the commissions that are still on the server, I sent all of my coins to Pache just as a thank you because it was 100 something coins and Pache gave me 50 extra coins when I wanted to open the store, so it was just a nice little gesture from me. Finally, there is also a thank you to the locksmith called Newt, Neut, who will be drawing an expression of broth. So I am looking forward to that a lot. Ah, what a nice goodbye, right? Surely nothing could go wrong at this point with the hotel. Well, why is this content? Next rent is 3,333 coins. That's right. Hours before midnight, the Golden Goblin, that huge asshole, decided to raise the rent to 3,333 coins. And after that was proven to be too little, he increased it to 6,666. What an asshole. But it had to end somehow. So that's how much I drew for the Marsh Hotel. I had a good time with most of this. I cannot point at some specific challenge and say, oh yeah, this was frustrating. It is more just the sheer volume of it. I mean, do you see how much I scrolled through this? And I did not bother to do anything from 25th of March onwards, I believe. Probably even sooner, yeah. The egg one, uh, Adorn the portrait, I did not do that one. Sequence challenge, definitely. Drawing their style, I did do. So 23 is the cutting off point for me. And how many challenges is that actually? Let's just see. Can we? No, okay. So this is 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 times 6 is 114, 115. 115 divided by 30 days equals to roughly 4 quests per day. Now, sure, we had a rest day on Mondays when we had fewer quests on offer, and plenty of quests were actually active for several days in a row, but this, and if you wanted to feel better, doing also a daily drawing on top of everything else, it was too much for me. I No wonder I felt exhausted and tired even a week into this challenge. That's why I wanted to end it sooner, and then I got swayed by all of the offers of commissions. So I stayed. I stayed, and I am expecting more drawings now. Which let's see. I know I saved a list of them somewhere, but probably not my own channel for my March Hotel stuff. Just general March Hotel stuff. There we go. Prof's glorious expression from Newt. Isometric March Hotel entry from Aphelion Fish. Prof in a suit from Who is Fishy. I believe I mentioned them once on the stream, so that's a nice cameo. A bunch of expression from Ignite or Ignite 3. I really look forward to this because these expressions might be very useful for my thumbnails, and I am already thankful. There is also a Hades illustration in works, which I won an auction for. I bet I won, and I will getting a fake Hades screenshot featuring this avatar, Mr. Benson Burner, Mr. Green Fiery Guy, the Prophecy Breaker, Master of Games, behind the Game Master screen. So that's gonna be cool. Splash art, that is also a one that I am expecting. A multiverse, that's not gonna happen because I forgot to pay this person, or at least they did not ask me to pay. I forgot I did not pay them. I sent all of my money to Pache, and yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have alternate reality version of me, but at the same time, it's okay. Finally, we have a wand for Ash, which is a weapon for my D&D character, and finally a five of spades, which is already drawn. So I will have to look that up, as well as some other commissions that were finished for me. And that's gonna be very difficult to find because there is a lot of stuff that I saved from the hotel. Let's start with here. Oh yeah, Mint Dango drew me a dango, or drew me as a dango. That's nice. I also got this doodle here for really cheap, 1 coin. It is pretty nice. This is an animation I won in an auction also. So this is just cool. This is a drink I ordered, inspired by my character that you are looking at right now. This is a reminder of the weapon that I ordered. And I believe that's all the commissions, at least the visual ones, the images, because I did commission the music as well. Now, there is the song that I played previously from Crow Joe or Noisy Nina, which is this one. There is one more, but first, I did randomly give 1 coin to Van, who is. Well, okay, his full name is not displayed because streamer mode, but Van had in his nickname 1 coin equals 1 surprise, or surprise. I gave him a coin, and he gave me a little drawing of my character, Vivian. So this is Vivian. Look at her, it works. And this is the golden coin. A little confused. Hi, did you want to see a magic trick? I can still rent. Beautiful. It is so, so nice. Uh, I did receive more drawings, so I will get to those. But first, I will have to look through my downloads for the other music that I got. Who is ready to groove? Why is it not playing? Maybe if I do this? No? Oh, maybe this. You are not seeing it because I don't have my webcam turned on, but I am bobbing my head. I'm bobbing my head really hard. So it's a little ringtone. It's a little ringtone just for me. I already set it as my ringtone. uh, okay, what more did they get drawn of my character? I did get a sketch from Gleepus, or user who made up Gleepus. This is my character dancing with Gleepus, and this is just a little overview of other characters who dance with the Gleepus. This is the Gleepus herself, or themselves. This is the Lock Master, also known as Newt. That's the guy who is drawing my expression, or at least his character. My character is also featured in this picture from the Golden Ball. Specifically, she is the one dipped at the bottom. So that's just wholesome. Also, here is the Five of Spades card. Very geometric, but honestly, that works for her. I mean, she is meant to be geometric. So cool. And this one is not from the server itself, but from a friend on another server called Geo. Not the server, that's the Geo is the name of the user who liked my character enough to draw her just randomly. So that's wholesome. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Unless I am forgetting something, and I really hope I am not, because it's really hard to keep track of it all. And that's I guess where I should get to actual feedback on the server. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about fishing, because I listed that as last, and it is the simplest thing. Fishing was fun. Fishing was optional, and fishing earned you coins by chance. You could fish once every 30 minutes, and you had, I don't remember what the probabilities were, I don't even know if they were listed officially, but you had some chance of catching a fish that would cost points. Some would cost 1 coin, 2 coins, 3, 4, 6, 12. I know 12 was maximum, the highest value I saw. Maybe 10 was also a value, or 8, but I don't remember. And I fished a bit. I did not fish that much. Either way, it was cool, and it gave rise to a meme on the server, which was Fich, or I should say slash Fich, which was just people goofing on people who did not type it proper. So that was just a little funny. Drawing characters outside of quests, that was for the bounties and for my voluntary ideas to voluntary submissions to the community. I feel like okay, okay, here's a little thing. And I don't know if Kate is still here watching, but I was kind of inspired by Kate, who partook in the art fight last year. I think that's what it's called. It's an event I won't even dare to join. But she wanted to draw this picture with a lot of guests. And it worked. Yeah, art fight. Thank you, Kate. It worked. You did well, but at the same time, you put a lot more on your plate than you were able to handle at the time. Not because of your art skills, but because of your time management, and probably energy. And that is okay. It happens. I'm not blaming you. I'm not shit talking you. It's just story of my life. Yeah, this is exactly what happened with me and those golden ball drawings. Like these three were good enough. This one was borderline crazy. I still wanted more characters in here, believe it or not. I could still fit a character behind the bit above the uh, android girl and the other fairy person. I could fit a character here before I ruined the flowers and the fairy lights, but I decided not to, and I'm glad for that. 6 characters was difficult enough for me to draw. Uh, this one, on the other hand, perfect, great. Sure, the character design of the angel is a little complicated with all the eyes and such, but it is very much manageable. I drew this, I am happy with it. Cool. Maybe I could have colored it in, but that doesn't matter now anymore. This, I am also really happy how it turned out. And it includes 3 characters. And their designs are not that simple. I mean, okay, the Ice Cube Man, yeah, we could argue that his design is the simplest. The fast food lady, yeah, okay. This one, though, on the left, the most difficult of these 3 designs, definitely. I had to pay a lot of attention to where the icing goes, where it's looking like the ice cream cone, and so on. These 3 I managed to do well enough. But then I thought, oh yeah, I want to draw one with Pache. And, well, Pache, with Pache's character. And, it would be nice, but how many people should be there listening to Pache's character? Hmm, well, I tried to draw once, I tried to draw twice, and I kept increasing the scale to the point where it was this, what we are looking at. And I don't know how to draw rooms of this scale full of people. I was hoping and expecting that maybe I will draw more people as the challenge will go on. I ended up not doing that because I had to retain some sanity and I didn't want to burn out then and there. Yeah, so this is what happened. Uh, I drew too many characters, and honestly, I know this is my first community art challenge, but I feel like I got basically no recognition for it. And that was after drawing like 30 people's characters. Some people did notice, some people appreciated it, but yeah, for the most part, it felt silent, and that was very discouraging for me. And this is not saying that the hotel was bad. The organizers did an excellent job organizing it all. I'm just saying that if this is normal in community art challenges, maybe that's not for me. I mean, yeah, I was content with having plenty of my work unnoticed previously when I was drawing daily last year. But here, when I was trying to do something nice for other people, it just felt discouraging. So that's that mm, thing addressed. I get why it happened. It was inevitable with a ton of guests, and that's just 3,000 messages in the guest channel. People kept joining the hotel after March started, and they kept joining the hotel until the very last day. So that's that. Featuring other artists' characters. Actually, that's the same thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing. I had a good time drawing them, especially because I picked designs that I knew I could do, but yeah, I had I put too much on my plate, and that includes the challenges. Like I said, on average, 4 challenges per day. If I were employed right now, I would not be able to keep up with this stuff. I was just by chance, by pure luck, unemployed before March Hotel started. So I had nothing better to do than to draw the challenges. Yeah, people kind of get lost in there. Exactly. I cannot blame them because that's just how art challenge communities are, probably. But it is probably not for me. For challenges like these, you're better off doing it yourself and not think about the attention or recognition you might get. You probably won't get any. Exactly. That's the lesson from it. So will I be joining the March Hotel 2027? Assuming it will be organized? Possibly. I cannot exclude it. And the temptation of getting free art from all these cool artists is a huge one. But at the same time, I feel tired after this. Originally, when I was preparing for this stream, no! Are you speaking for yourself or for me, Kate? Originally, when I was preparing for this stream, I had my tablet ready, uh, considering maybe doodling or something during the stream, but then I figured that I would prefer to have the notepad open for the most of it. Mainly so that people who would randomly arrive here would see this was my first community art challenge and it was really well organized. I don't want this to seem like I am crapping on the hotel or saying it was bad. It was well organized. This is about my own experience, not about how the hotel itself went. Artfight is better because you can do as many or as little artworks as you like and there's no pressure. Well, in this case, the only pressure was to do a daily drawing. If you missed your daily drawing, you would not earn enough points and get, what was it, bankrupted or even evicted. And yeah, that just happens. Some people got bankrupted, some people got evicted. I believe the artist behind the Android girl at the fairy ring drawing, the that artist got evicted by the time I got to draw the Android girl. No, but then there was the constant attention grabbing new challenges. Exactly. Yes. And what's more than that is the overall organization of the hotel server, which I have only one problem with, and that is I don't even know if I should be showing that on stream, so let's not. But you're gonna have to just take my word for it. The channel ordering, that could be done so much better. Uh, there were a ton of channels and several voice channels. You can see still some people in the voice channels. Some people are still stubbornly holding on to the server. Uh, how the hell did someone transfer coins to the fountain right now? I guess they joined after everything? Okay, whatever. Whatever, that's beside the point. I should not be pondering these things. The point is that uh, the challenges were beneath all of the voice channels, and the voice channels would blow up everything in a massive way because there were people in the voice channels at all times, and sometimes there were so many people you had to scroll through it all just for a long while. I I get why it's a thing, but if it were up to me, I would try to move the voice channels to the bottom of the servers just above the archives. Because the archives are probably the least important section of the server. Like, yeah, they are full of cool art. I will give them that. But you are not generally looking at the archives. So, whatever. If you have to scroll for those, nobody will complain. If you have to scroll for the voice channels, I think that will be also pretty fine. Like, they should be fine at the bottom. Above that should be the back street, because I hardly even registered anything going on in the back street. The park with the quest board and lake and fountain, that definitely needed to be above the voice channels. Bookings seems like the place where the voice channels were, so that's that. Voice channels, there is a separate category for voice channels, okay. Maybe bookings was for events. I honestly did not use all of the rooms of the server, obviously, because there were so many of them. Let's see, above the voice channels, March Hotel, Daily Post, Main Lobby, Boiler Room, Market, Advertisements, and Where to Go from here. Uh, this will be a bit of a nitpick, but I would move the advertisements above the market. Or rather, I would try to keep forum channels at the bottom of their categories. Forums or whatever will have threads. Because just like the voice channels, forums will blow up visually going down. So, yeah, that's my personal, I hope, constructive critique on how I would restructure the hotel in year 2027. Uh, Overall, I am still satisfied with how it went. This is not saying that they did poor. I'm just suggesting that to make things easier to scroll through, to orient in, I would do I would make those changes. Uh, Overall, I would also prefer fewer channels, but that's a personal preference. I completely understand that there are people who are more than content with servers that have even 50 plus channels. And in cases like with the quests, they are necessary. Also, like Kate said, constant attention grabbing new challenges. Yeah. Well, if you wanted to cheat the system, you could do one challenge and then repost into daily drawings. That was allowed as far as I could tell. I did it a bunch of times, nobody complained. But at the same time, it felt a little lazy to me. I did it when I was feeling low on energy and motivation. I otherwise tried to do something for my daily drawing. And yeah, yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about the golden, about the March Hotel, not the Golden Goblin. Nobody should tell anything about Golden Goblin. Everyone should hate Golden Goblin. Golden Goblin, the greedy little bastard with all his money, and yet demanding more money. It's time to open memes. It's time to open all the memes that I sent to my friend JJ as the chaos was happening. Um, okay, let's just see. Okay, yeah. So first of all, there's a fishing upgrade here. Fisherman Willie does a backflip. Wow, this was worth all of our coin. I mean, yeah, it is well animated, but still, just yeah. The gold, the coins, the riches, more, more, more. It's not enough. It's never enough. Ah, I need more. All of this wealth overflowing from the goblin's pockets is not enough. It's driven him into a fortune-fueled frenzy. More coin for me. Coins, 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 coins. His desire for gold is overwhelming. It's almost frightening. Dig deep into your pockets if you have the cash. Oh, beloved guests, you may continue to stay, but only as long as you provide. Rent has risen. to 3,333 coins, and I want it right now. Reactions from people. Ah, oh shit. You're so afraid. Why do people torment me? Unspeakable violence. uh, it was this. No, not this one. Uh, this. And of course, since he increased the rent such a ridiculous amount that only like 10 people on the server could afford it, let's tear this place apart! Absolute sheer chaos. These were the final hours of the server. Someone shouts, "Eat the goblin!" Oh, yes, yes, yep, yep, yes, yep, yep, yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, oh, totally, yep, yeah, totally, yeah, I understand, yeah, yeah, yep. Bring the monster down. Just absolute chaos on the server. Uh, I have no idea how did what everything did happen there at that point. Oh yeah, I did draw this for that because the rent is 3,333. Revenge. Oh boy, chaos be everywhere. Revolution. Down with the hotel. The Golden Goblin's greed has gone too far. Everyone's gone bankrupt. This cannot stand. The people are furious. Their passions are burning. The Marsh Hotel has become the people's home. Who does this goddamn golden goober think he is? The owner of some or something? Time to rise up. The people must not suffer this any longer. Jemmy's revolution has risen. The bankrupt have stormed the gates. Bankrupted are now able to post anywhere in the hotel and even share their art in the Daily Post. I Need a Hero is at full blast in the background. Revolution! Beat the Golden Goblin! What? You think this is not enough? You think it's slow? Revenge! Down with the hotel. Oh, why it's not? Oh no! It's the GIF of Burning Hotel is not available anymore. I am thinking about the revolution. Oh, take the Golden Goblin down in the hotel revolution. And if that was not enough, the fountain has reached 0% of the goal. Fishing upgrade 6. Infinite fishing. Infinite fishing. The fountain is full of coins. And that was how many minutes? Not 10 minutes later. This is it. One final upgrade. There's not much time left for fishing, so let's make it count while we still can. 30-minute cooldown timer begun. You can now fish every 3 minutes. Your fishing fanatics deserve it. Me and Willie are very proud of you. Fish, 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 fish emoji. New round. The people versus the Golden Goblin. People started dumping all the money onto Dio Zalzer and Amur, just all of the cash so that these dudes would last longer. Absolute sheer chaos. Uh, and then eventually it had to come to an end. So let's end this wondrous video with one final meme. Thank you, Marsh Hotel. Marsh Hotel? Because it's a hotel opened in March. Oh yeah. I don't know if people get that name, so I will have to show the original. Let's see, where is the original? At least the one I saw first for this. Uh, yes, here. Thank you, Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog! Because, that's your name. Oh, yeah. So that's it. That's all for the March Hotel. I believe I addressed pretty much everything I wanted to mention. It was well organized. It had plenty of cool art, and yeah, it was an experience. Overwhelming for me. I will have to take a break from drawing, but yeah, it was something. So, that's my rambling thoughts about the Marsh Hotel. Let's see how long it took me. Nearly 3 hours. And I had what? One half of a cup of water. No, it's 1 cup. I feel like now is about a good time to end this. And yeah, once again, thank you to all the organizers, the hotel staff for organizing this event. Thank you for all the people who supported other people in the event in the hotel. And thanks thanks to everyone who participated, as well as to everyone who watched this stream. Even if you participated for a single day, I think it counts. It's not that you had to last 31 days, so you would get some silly role. I don't care about the role anymore. It's just you gave it a chance. You tried. And I think you did well enough. No matter who you are, how skilled you are, you did well. So thank you too. That's it from me. I feel like I should play it one more time. As long as I find it, that is. Ah. Okay, that's all. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of the day, whether it's day or night for you, morning or evening, afternoon or before noon, tomorrow or yesterday. I hope you will have a good time. And I am gonna keep this stream running until the song is over. Thank you once again, Noisy Nina.